Hey everyone, it's Justin Parnell back again with another episode of Journey of Discovery, the free-to-play MTG Arena series. If you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe to this channel. And of course, leave a comment, a like, and a share if you can. And if you want to listen to the Thinktwice podcast, search Thinktwice MTG on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, and Spotify. And of course, if you want to support the show, go to patreon.com/ThinktwiceMTG. All right, since Guild of Ravnica is still the gold using limited format on Arena, we're just going to be doing double constructed again this week. I wasn't able to get into the greedy draft. I was working at Magic Fest Cleveland over the weekend while that was going on, so I missed out on that. But I have one last Hero of Precinct One deck that we're going to be working with. But first, we have some packs to open. All right, so we're really just looking for lands. That's not what I meant. All right, well, we got a second Plaza of Harmony. It's not the worst. There's certainly worse cards, but yeah, good job. Good job, Arena, for trolling me upon my request. Okay, looking for lands. Revive Revenge. Okay, still looking for lands. Or Hydroid Crisis would be nice. Not going to complain about one of those. Ha! Bedeck Bedazzle. That's not a bad one. I actually don't have that. That's a playable card. Okay. So nothing for our deck today in those packs, but today we're going to be doing our last Hero of Precinct One deck, and it is going to be Bant Hero. So we're going to take a Bant Hero of Precinct One deck through a first to 7, best of 1 gauntlet, and we have all of the hits. This is kind of combining some of the things that we've learned from the Esper Hero, the Naya Hero decks, Deputy Tension, and Knight of Autumn. 2 great cards in best of 1 just because they let you be extremely flexible. A couple of 2-ofs, Unbreakable Formation, just because we are leaning on a lot of tokens, as you'll be able to see, with Tristani, Depose, Deploy, March the Multitudes, and then of course the hero themselves. 1 Incubation and Congruity. This is kind of just the last card in the deck. Another 1-drop for the hero. And then, of course, Conclave Tribunal, because it's a great card, so shall I. So, we're a little rough on the lands, because I only have 1 Breeding Pool and 1 Hinterland Harbor. I don't want to craft anything for those. I only have 1 Sun Petal Grove. I don't want to craft that either. But we do have some of the rest. And after our last one, we actually got to +1 a Hallowed Fountain. So, we're going to go ahead and add that to the deck. Excellent. We took out a Plains for that. Just makes our blue mana just a little bit better. Would have liked for it to have been a breeding pool, but, you know, can't really complain. Okay, so we're going to work with this, run it through a league. Let's see how we do. All right, game 1. This hand is looking pretty fantastic. We have a great curve hero into Dovin, and for some reason it doesn't work out, then we have Incubation Druid after that. Should have led with the Temple Garden. That was a mistake, but for some reason I thought this was a Sun Petal Grove. Okay, well, we will play hero. Looks like our opponent's playing a lot of green cards. Colossal Majesty. Okay. That's an interesting one. Oh, Tristani's good. I think I want to play... We'll pay 2 life, and we'll play this Incubation Druid. And we're not going to attack. And... Oh, we can't cast Depose. This is Summoning Sickness. Don't know what I was thinking. Gigantosaur. Okay. Well, we'll play Glacial Fortress. We'll play Tristani. Trigger here. Then we can tap 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll get the Gigantosaur. And attack for 3. So next turn, we can make this bigger by tapping it. Oh, that's a good one. Well, now we're just gonna do this. We're just gonna play Flourish, and we're gonna attack with all of our creatures. That's much better than doing anything else. If our opponent has Manamorphose into Subtle Wreckage, we're definitely going to lose. But if they don't, I think we're going to win. Alright, our opponent packs it in. Alright, game 2. Not a great hand. We need white mana for all of our spells. Well, here's some white mana. We do have a 2 into a 3, so we'll keep this. We'll look for another land. Oh no, that's Hero. That's our favorite. We still need lands though, unfortunately. As much as it pains me to put our Hero on the bottom. Alright, Mystical Curled. That's going to be mono blue. We'll play an Incubation Druid. We will have a Dovin on our next turn. And we can put a Thopter onto the battlefield as well. Opponent could have Spell Pierce, which would of course be not fun, so to speak. Like, not at all fun. Alright. So, this cannot get us a land. It can only get us a creature, so we'll just play the Dovin. Hope we can avoid a Spell Pierce. We do avoid the Spell Pierce, we get an Opt instead. That's not nearly as bad. Okay. We'll make a Thopter. Now, of course, Dovin could bite the dust with a Curious Obsession on the Mistcloak Herald, or, alternatively, a Merfolk Trickster. Okay. So, the easiest way for us to get mana here is actually Unbreakable Formation to put a +1/+1 counter on Incubation Druid. That way we actually have 5 on our next turn. That seems a little odd, but you know, this is kind of where we are this game. Okay, Curious Obsession. I guess we'll block the Storm Tamer. I mean, they could have Dive Down. Okay, there's a Terramander. Okay, so we can get a white with Flower. Play this, play Tristani. And Conclave Tribunal on the Mistcloak Herald. Mistcloak Herald. Okay, opponent only has 1 in there, so they're not close to Terramandering. Okay, here's a Tempest Gem. So to avoid a Spell Pierce, I think we're going to take 2 here. Go to 14, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So X equals 8. We'll add 3 green. And all of our creatures. Doesn't matter too much they can't attack, because we're gonna be able to attack next turn. Our opponent's not gonna care for it. They can block with the Djinn, but they can't block all of these. Trickster, okay. Interesting. I don't even know what they trickstered. This is very tempting, but we're just going to go ahead and attack. Like, they can double block Tristani if they want to, but I think they're going to die if they do that. Yeah, I mean, that's just lethal. Sure. I believe they take 18 here. More than 18. All right. This hand is not super great. We have our most expensive cards and Incubation Incongruity, which doesn't really get us land, so we're going to mulligan this. This hand's significantly better. We'll put Schley on the bottom looking for land still. Now we do have the Sun Petal Grove, as opposed to last time when we did not, mistakenly. Okay, we're going to play heroes. 2 heroes back to back. Probably is going to put some pressure on our opponent to get rid of them. Yep. So we're gonna hero again. We'll make our opponent have another removal spell. If they do, we'll play a knight. We're gonna play a knight either way. Chart a course. Shock. And probably a shock. Yep. Okay. Sure thing. Alright, let's make the knight big so it can punch through the other drakes. Won't be able to punch through Terramander, but we're still a little ways off of Terramander. Alright. We'll punch if they want to trade, they can trade. Decline. We'll play an Incubation Druid. A land will get us to a Tristani next turn, which would be great. Okay, that's fine. We are getting close to Terramander territory. Okay. 6, so we're in Terramander territory. Terramander's for 2. Next turn, which would have been a problem, but we have a deputy detention to solve it, at least momentarily solve it. So if they want to attack us for 5, they at least do have to pay some mana to do it. Okay. This will get us a land. We'll get a forest. And on our opponent's turn, we're going to deploy, put 2 Thopters into play, gain 4 life, and then we're gonna chump block. We have to chump both of them. which is what we want to be doing anyway. But it looks like this one is going to be tough. We're going to need at least a Conclave Tribunal on our next turn. Shock. All right, let's deploy in response. Now, if deploy gets countered, then we're done. Okay, yeah, we're done. Okay, so we get taken down by drakes. All right, we're 2-1. This is a great hand. Incubation Druids are 2-drop here. Ooh, and Johnny's welcome. Okay, strap in. We can deal big chunks of damage, though, fortunately. We're essentially just going to be looking for... I will take out the Johnny's Welcome with the Knight of Autumn just because it's going to be annoying. And it will definitely be annoying. Okay, now I'm actually going to take out the history of Benalia. Artifact. This is just essentially just kills a 2/2 and saves us a lot of damage. Obviously, it always feels bad whenever you're destroying a saga, but that's the time that it feels the least bad. If that's a thing. And let's just pass. Opponent doesn't really have anything that we really want to tribunal yet. Now they do. Now they do.
Do not fear, my friend.
Okay. Putting some +1/+1 counters.
My strength.
Pass. Okay, so we're going to tap this knight. Draw. We're going to take 2. Pay 2 life. We're going to make a Tristani. And we're going to Conclave Tribunal with 1, 2, 3. Okay, this one cannot attack. And 4. We'll get the Vanguard. And then we're going to attack a Johnny for 5. And our opponent for 4.
Until our paths cross again.
Our opponent's going to be in a pickle, I believe is the official term for this situation. Shall I? Okay. It would be nice if we had a Shalai, wouldn't it? We'll pay 2. Okay, we're going to adapt. We're going to tap for 3. We'll get Shalai since this is really the only thing we're going to be able to get. And if our opponent wants to trade for our Hero of Precinct One, then they can. That's fine. Hero has done its job. It's very tempting. Okay. We're going to do the same thing next turn, except we also have a 4/6 Incubation Druid. Okay. Well, more blockers, I suppose. But if you got to block these two, you're going to take damage from the rest, so have at it. Yeah, the math isn't going to work out for our opponent. They're going to take 10, best case scenario. Can always opt to take more, though. All right. So, looks like we have a reasonable enough hand. We'll keep this. We have a lot of cards we actually can't cast very easily, but I think it will be fine. We have Hero on 2. If that gets disrupted, then this hand is a lot worse, which is always a concern, but all right. And of course there's the deputy to make it all better. Huh? No deputy. This looks like a Merfolk Trickster, so we're going to pass the turn. There it is. Right on time. Opponent keeping on top. If they... Okay, I was going to say, if they continue to go into their turn with 2-minute open, then we're not going to be... We're not going to be attacking with our hero. But now we are. Curious Obsession. Okay. Curious Obsession. All right. I assume they have a way to protect said Pteramander. But we're certainly going to... Actually, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to ignore Pteramander. And we're going to destroy these Curious Obsessions. Oh, or we're not. Okay, well, now... now we're going to get old Pteramander. Since our opponent did not want us to resolve Night of Autumn. Could not have worked out better. Opponent's stopping us during our upkeep. Presumably to tap our Hero Precinct 1 with Merfolk Trickster so we can't make any tokens. Oh, that's clever. Blink of an eye. Let's just make 4... Let's make 4 little ones in response. This lets us set up for Unbreakable formation on the next turn. And now you're free to Trickster. Looks like that is enough for them. Okay. All right. We are on the play. This hand is a little bit loose. If we can get a blue source, we're in great shape. I think I'm going to keep it. Just because if we get a land, we can hit a Shalai on turn 3. And I think that's probably good enough for me. Okay. Well, there's a land. So as long as our Incubation Druid survives, we're going to be able to get a Shalai out here. Looks like that is the case. Excellent. Midnight Reaper, okay. We're going to play this tapped, because we can still deputy with Incubation Druid. Next turn, it looks like Liliana untouched by death. Okay, so top 3. So drain for 2 is what we're looking at. Well, if that's the case, we're just going to pay 2 and adapt here. We'll go ahead and take out Liliana. I'm not sure what our opponent's doing, which is what concerns me. A lot of swamps. Crucible of Worlds. Well, our opponent's deck is sweet. I don't know exactly what it's doing necessarily, but it's a sweet deck. We'll get a white here. Let's go ahead and get this Crucible. I feel like the only thing that we're in, in bad shape to is a Ritual of Soot, but right as it turns, right now we're setting up to kill our opponent on the next turn, so I don't think our opponent has Ritual, because I imagine they would have cast it last turn to get the rest of our board. Eldritch Reborn. Alright. We'll get one of these little ones. And we'll just go ahead and... Obviously it uses Incubation Druid, because why not? Either way, opponent's lethal. Alright, we're on the play. This hand looks pretty great. We're going to keep it. Hero on 2, if that gets disrupted somehow. It's not. Our opponent played a Plains. Legion's Landing, okay. So, we are actually going to play this Incubation Druid. That way we can get Shalai out. Since we're not really leveraging this with any multicolored cards yet. Yeah. We'll block. Opponent attempted to trick us. Almost did. But almost. Only almost. Now you can't do no more of this nonsense attacking. So, as it stands, right, ooh, Dovin's good. Dovin's a nice one. So, let's pay 2. Play Hero. Play a Dovin. And we'll make a Thopter. And we're going to pass after that. Okay, City's Blessing, which is expected. Not a lot we could do about that. History Benalia, okay. That's not great. If our opponent casts Conclave Tribunal, then I'm more likely to... Well, they have to Conclave Tribunal the Shalai. Okay. Speak of the devil. Okay. There goes Shalai. So, I am more likely to Conclave Tribunal their other history. It's a lot of damage. Yeah, we'll just jump. Keep Dovin around. Okay, so we're going to take 2. We're going to make a Thopter. We're going to destroy their Tribunal. And then I'm going to play our own tribunal here, 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 and we're not going to block with hero, so we'll go here. And we'll get this History of Benalia. No attacks. So mostly chumping here, but that's fine. English Marshal. Okay, more chumping. This is all of our opponent's tricks. I mean, they do have a Legion's Landing. That's not nothing. Okay, they're attacking us. Interesting. We certainly can't take all of it. I actually think that if we can untap and start putting counters on our creatures, that we can just get bigger than them. So that means I want to chump here and go to 4, which I think is just fine. Yep, that's what we want to do. Yeah, there's Hawk. Okay. Another Incubation Druid, which we can't exactly play. I think we're gonna have to get rid of Dovin. And then just pass the turn. They can make a guy each turn, but we can give our team +1/+1 counters. Okay, so this is an interesting attack. Alright, so let's blocks. Make some blocks. So block here. Block here. Block here. Block here, so we have 1, 2 unblocked. This is going to go to 3. Block here. And also block here and block here. Okay, that should take care of everything, and we'll not kill this. We do want to get this Snubhorn Sentry. So this will die. 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 We're taking 3. Okay, those are my blocks. And we're going to activate Shalai. Get a little bit bigger. We'll go to 2, clean up the board. And we'll play a Druid. And we're going to hold this. So they can attack with some of these. We think we need to hold Shalai back as a blocker. Let's see. Okay, so they're going to make a 1/1, or excuse me, they're going to make a 2/2 with lifelink. And then they're going to have this can be a 3/3. Okay, so we can attack with just Shalai. Especially if our opponent has a Conclave Tribunal. They're going to need to get Shalai to do that. So we do want Shala to be tapped. It's like since they can't get any of our other creatures. What we don't want them to do... Oh, let's have another Benelish Marshal. Gross. Oh no. I just lost the game. Ugh. What an idiot. Alright. Well, we're dead now. Yep, we're dead. Needed to block first, and then do that, but we made a mistake. We made a mistake and lost that one. Alright, we're on the draw, but this hand's great. Okay, here's the test with mono red. Can we come back from that terrible loss last turn? Last game. Okay, well here's 2 heroes. I do like that. We are going to trade one if given the option, though. Just because this hand is pretty light on removal. We'll take the action. We'll go to 12. I have to imagine an opponent is going to attack. Yep. Yeah, their Lava Runner is more important than our hero in this hand. Okay. Now if we can get this hero to live, and we can cast Deploy, essentially gain 4 life, put 3 creatures into play, that I'm a little more interested in. And out the window. Okay. Well, we're still going to deploy. And then untap and play Tristani, so not all is lost. Pyromancer will go to 10. Skewer we go to 7. Deploy we go to 9. March is going to be good. Let's play Tristani. And I think we're going to just pass and make 2 more guys on our turn. Because our opponent could still Chain Whirler plus Wizard Lightning and get Tristani, which would be bad. Okay, they do not. We're gonna take it. Our opponent cannot get us this turn. Okay, so let's just make 2 guys. We're just gonna gain 8 on our turn, so. That's a good one too. If we plus Dovin and then attack with everything, we can ultimate Dovin next turn. Okay, so we're going to attack with these 4 for sure. Let's just attack with all of these. I think this is our best play. And this essentially puts our opponent dead next turn. We're at 13. Dovin's at 9. We're going to be able to get whatever we want to handle our opponent's board next turn. Including a Flower Flourish to give all our creatures +2/+2. With the Dovin, I think this is actually something we can come back from, even if our opponent does Chain Whirler and kill Tristani. I don't want to find out, but I think we're going to be fine. Okay, let's do it. Okay, Depose, Deploy, Unbreakable Formation, and Shalai. Those are about the most unbeatable cards we could be playing. Let's gain some life. Let's Unbreakable Formation. Alright. You've had enough. Alright. This hand looks like it's good here. This is a great multi 5 hand. Not a great 7. Oof. This is not a great one either. We're gonna go to 5. Alright, this is actually better. This is better. We gotta put Hero on the bottom for lands. We're gonna pay 2, and we're gonna go get a Plains. We have more white sources in our deck, just in general. So maybe we get a Forest. How are you gonna Plains? We need more white. Ugh. Okay. We have a Night of Autumn. We're not out of it. We could just play a bunch of Night of Autumns. Okay. Lava Runner. Come on, Incubation Druid. This seems like a trap. We'll block, whatever. Okay. Let's go ahead and gain 4. Try to. Okay, no attacks. Alright, if we can hit a blue, and we can get Depose, Deploy, and then Unbreakable Formation, we might actually have a chance on the multi 5 against Mono Red. We can use our trick to put a +1/+1 counter on the Incubation Druid and then get some mana. Okay, that's fine. Oh, we're at 21 on turn 3, so feeling pretty good. Yeah, we'll just block again. We're gonna block this one because they could shock and, you know, get us. Okay, so opponent has Wizard's Lightning that they're going to be able to cast. Okay, here's another Incubation Druid. We'll play this one. Probably should have tapped the other one in case we have to Depose, Deploy. Okay, our opponent did not Wizard's Lightning. That's interesting. Okay, Wizard's Lightning on the one that can tap for mana, of course. We'll respond and we'll make it white. Okay, another Lava Runner. So, oh, okay. All right, didn't even give me a chance. All right, in that case, we'll block here. We'll go to 16. Okay. Oh, man, we really just need a blue. Really just need a blue. Maybe I just Unbreakable Formation now so we can actually start trading. Actually, I think that's what I'm going to do. So we can actually start trading with some of these creatures. This isn't great. This is not what I want to be doing, but it at least inconveniences my opponent. Now Shock is not an option. Wizard Lightning is an option, though. Okay. We got to make white here. We're not gonna have a chance to get to depose deploy. There's a hero. We're going to take 5 out of 9. Okay, there's the blue mana. We'll play it tapped and play a hero. I think this is how it ends, folks. I think this is how it ends on a mold of 5 against mono red. Yep, this is how it ends. Well, we had a good run. I like this deck. I actually feel like this deck, especially in best of 1, has the most tools of any of the Hero of Precinct 1 decks that we've played, which honestly kind of surprised me. But yeah, Bant Hero. We almost did it. We made a mistake in a game, in the game against mono white. We wouldn't have necessarily not died, but you know, we didn't get to see another turn either way. But thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the Hero of Precinct 1. I'm probably done. I'm sure you guys are probably ready for me to move on to other stuff other than just jamming Hero of Precinct 1 in every 3-color deck that I can think of. But I don't know, I really like this card. And for free-to-play, this is a great thing to have because you can have this one powerful card that you can kind of build a deck around loosely, and it's just great. In doing what it does, which is either putting pressure on your opponent, keeping you alive, working with Convoke, tokens, sacrificing stuff, all sorts of stuff. It's just a great card. But thank you again, everyone, for watching. Let's see what we got. 2 rares, Baffling End, 3 Absolution, and a Judith. This is our first Judith, so that's good. I'll happily take a Judith. Yeah, but thank everyone for watching. If you want to see more content like this, of course, be sure to subscribe to this channel. And, of course, search Thinktwice MTG on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, and Spotify to listen to the podcast. And go to patreon.com/ThinktwiceMTG to support the show. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Catch you next time.